So, section 2 is how it started. So, mini mayhems and the origins behind it. Where did it come from? How did the idea get there? Well, to be completely honest, it was never planned. Mini Mayhems was never meant to actually exist, like, from the beginning. Like, it was just a sort of... It was really just me trying to create another small desk buddy, which, to those who might know, is Scuff. He was the first character, the little green and black one, and because I wanted to make something that was black and lime colored, and because lime is my favorite color. I wanted a little desk buddy to be with me, and I posted it to Tumblr, because I mean it's one of the places that I readily post things before DeviantArt, like before I get my little fancy layouts done, if I do get them done. And it was really well received. People liked it. So I thought, okay, I guess I could make a couple more. I think I have the parts to make a couple more characters like him. So I'll make him a couple friends, because I mean, why not? I had the time, I had the parts, so why not? And that's where Ox and Spur came from, literally in that order. And it was sort of in that moment of creating them that I thought, maybe there's something here. It may not be a big thing, it may be a thing that I myself have overdone, maybe just overdone in general, but there's a potential series here. Because, I mean, they're small characters, they're adorable, and the fact that they have very differing personalities was something that also was sort of driving that sort of idea that maybe there's a little bit more I can do with this. Because obviously I had my desk buddies now. They can now sit there. And that's what they were doing for like a day or two. And sort of as this idea was brewing. And it just sort of kept going and going until finally decided, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make these characters in some sort of series. And a little fun fact, the title Mini Mayhems was not the original title. The original title was actually supposed to be SOS. And if you sort of caught the way that the names are, it was actually the first initial of each character. And at the same time, it was meant to sort of represent the chaos that these characters would sort of bring to this real-life world. But it was sort of... I sort of had second thoughts on it, though. Just because I wasn't sure if SOS would be a good enough title. And I mean, while it would encapsulate what the series sort of has about it, it just didn't feel like, as the more and more I thought about it, the more it didn't fit. And the placeholder name that I kept using when referring it to a couple of my friends was Mini Mayhems. For the simple reason they're small characters and they're causing mayhem. And the more and more I kept developing these characters, the more I thought I kept using the placeholder title Mini Mayhems, it just sort of stuck. Because everything else that I came up with didn't really fit. Or maybe it would have fit, but it didn't feel right to me. And if it's not something I enjoy, or something I wouldn't like seeing, then I'm not gonna do it. and that's pretty much how Mini Mayhems became the official title. And then, like, a couple days after that, I was down at my friend's place for the night, and that's where we got the first few pages of Mini Mayhems, with the characters seeing their little character profile, and then Scuff pointing at the room, like, where are we? And then Ox attacking my friend. And even then, like, that wasn't planned at all. It was literally just, we had the characters there, and in that very moment I thought, well, Ox is a character who likes to fight things. Why doesn't he fight the biggest thing in the room? Albeit the biggest thing in the room actually was the creator, but the thing that you would see, the biggest thing that you would actually see on camera. And that's really where it all kicked off. Okay, so we talked about how Mini Mayhems came to be. So next section, section 3, is what goes into making a page. Well, to sort of start off this, when I first started the series, there was no plan for a page. It was literally just, if I had my iPod with me, and I had my characters with me, and the situation seemed right, take a couple pictures, and there'd be a page. I mean, that's why page number 4 is literally just the 3 characters looking at food on a plate. Because it was that exact situation. But at some point, it just sort of, I sort of changed that, because something about it I wanted to continue. So I changed a couple of my methods, and a little bit, here's how it works. Before most of a series is done, or even before a series starts, in the case of the second series, Revamped, I made a full list of ideas, and I made sure to do over 100, because each series runs 100 pages, because it's 100 pages, movie, 100 pages, movie, and so on. And I had the list of ideas, and depending on what the day is like and what I'm doing, I'll pick an idea or two, or a theme, or whatever you want to call it, and I'll get the characters that I might need for that page, then I'll pose them and do whatever and get the pictures. Because, I mean, that's really all it is. It's not, the only time you actually see characters moving is in the movie, and even then, it's not really them, but I'm getting off topic. When the opportunity comes, I get the characters and the camera, and I take the pictures. Then once I make sure that on my iPod I have the, I think it's called the HDR setting on, because I like to have 2 versions of the picture. Because the way that setting works is that it takes 2 pictures. And then once I have those pictures on my laptop, I'll go through every picture and I'll decide which of those 2 pictures that I want to use. I'll use picture 1 or picture 2. And then once I get everything in the program that I need for the page, I'll position the picture and that black strip across between each panel. Put those across wherever I need them. And then, sort of keeping with the idea, after that I'll sort of put whatever text I need to put on there to continue conveying that idea. Just like, I'll keep using page 1 as the example, I guess. Once I had the pictures all in place, because I had the idea, okay, Ox is gonna fight my friend. He's obviously not gonna win, but he's gonna attempt. And so the text I have is like him, just like his fighting words, which is Ox, and whatever other text that needs to be there. Like Spur was there asking questions, Scuff's there, like, we're not here to play 20 plus questions, and then after that, I put a little bubble around the words, or behind the words, which isn't really, I guess it's a bubble, but it's really just to try and, just to make the words pop a bit, because, I mean, certain colors blend with other certain colors, so it's better just to have it all on, like, some sort of white backdrop, and then I'll have the little thing that sort of expresses, like, which character is saying these lines. Obviously, for those who follow the series enough, you might know which colors and fonts go for which character. But I still have the little thing there, just in case for those people who might not. And then, because I'm both a little bit bad at spelling, and my keyboard doesn't always like to work. So I'll always go over page text at least a few times, simply because, who knows, maybe I missed something, or maybe my keyboard screwed up when trying to press a button, and it either wouldn't register that press, or it'll register it 3 times. Then I'll put the little, once that's all done and any errors I do see are fixed, I'll go ahead and put my little watermark on the bottommost corner, and then, well, after that's exporting, like save and export, and then because it's posted on Tumblr as well, I have to make a smaller version just because of file sizes, so I scale it down and save it as a Tumblr version. And then after those are done, because I do them in 6s, I'll send the 6 pictures to one of my friends, who is, I kind of want to, well, he's my, editor, I guess, or editor? I don't know, proofreader, that's the word, that's the term. He is the first one to go over pages, and sort of be the outside person reading over it. And actually, he has actually on a few times sort of helped identify some different errors, like when the OG crew was first meeting the Toa of Koto. When Tahu was speaking, there was one of his speech bubbles, there was I can't remember what word it was now, but there was an error in it, and I didn't understand it at first, what he was trying to say, but I figured that, oh, there's an error in there, I gotta fix that, and I did. And then there's other times where neither of us notices it until I'm about to post it, in which was actually the case with the, I think it was Time Trapped, or Time Trap, whatever that page was, where Scuff was trapped in one of those, like, old-timey, like, mechanical-looking clocks. I'm not gonna say what it was, but it would have been very inappropriate. And then after that, I just sort of, when I'm actually posting it, I just sort of try and, on the spot, think of a title that goes with the page. And even a little comment in the bottom. The only time I don't have to think of the comment or put the comment is when I'm doing the Tumblr version, because I'm doing 6 of them. 6 pages at once, so I'm just putting the titles. Then, well, actually after that, that's about it. So that's what goes into making a page of Mini Mayhems.